everyone, welcome back to Essentials of a Balanced Life with me, Summer. Today I want to talk about relationships, and this goes beyond any kind of romantic relationship. This is family, friends, any kind of relationship that you have in your life. But to talk about relationship, what we call green flags, meaning that it's a healthy relationship, versus the red flags, which means that it's more of a toxic relationship. So, what I like to say is that, we all have times where we have toxic traits where, we're very negative. Maybe we put others down unintentionally, or we're not always aware of our behavior. The big thing is to reflect on that, and think of how can we be better and, apologize as needed, things like that. So to start though is to talk about, what are signs of a good relationship, like a healthy relationship where I would say essentially in a healthy relationship, it's that those people help you to be the best version of yourself. They help you to grow, they help you to learn, they have your back, they have, positive regard of you. And if you do something wrong, they're not going to necessarily put you down a bunch or make you feel like crap. And then versus, in an unhealthy relationship, then of course it'd be like the opposite, where this person maybe makes you feel worse after visiting with them, or, maybe they make you feel uncomfortable and make you, feel upset or feel more angry afterwards. So really being in tune with how does your mind and body react to that person, and that can determine if maybe this is more of a healthy relationship versus unhealthy. So to start, I like to focus on, the good characteristics, because it's easy to focus on the negative. We're hardwired to think in the negative. So the good signs in a relationship are, and I'm looking at, in a reference to some notes I have, is that you can be vulnerable around these people. You can open up to them, talk about certain topics, and they're not going to necessarily judge you or, criticize you. So you're able to be vulnerable and open up and feel safe around that person. The being able to communicate openly kind of goes also with that vulnerability. So being able to say how you feel, what you think. Also those relationships should help you to kind of encourage you to do your own self-care and reflection and help you be self-sufficient. So in ways they should be supporting you with that, to be the best version of yourself. Also very important is that those people honor your boundaries. So when you say no or say you can't do something, or you're not in a good state right now, that they don't try to push it more. They just say, okay, I get it. Rain check, or I'll follow up with you. So honoring boundaries really important. The other thing is that these people engage in healthy hobbies. So a lot of that is staying away from any kind of, severe substance use there, because, that's going to, we tend to kind of associate with the people that we hang around. And so I understand, people want to have a drink, or, want to have a joint, whatever it is. But are you able to do other things beyond that? Or is that primarily the only reason that you're around them? And if it is the primary reason, then, it might be maybe limiting your time around that person, or kind of reevaluating the relationship there. So, I think ultimately it's just, with relationship green flags is helping you to be a better person, to grow, and, because we're all works in progress there. But, ultimately, does this person help me help myself in a way? And then we have, of course, the opposite of, what we call relationship red flags. You often hear people say, like, that's a red flag, or meaning that, that's a toxic trait or it's unhealthy there. So, a lot of this is the opposite of the healthy part. So in red flags, it's where you may often feel threatened, maybe physically threatened, or it could be that you feel like you're walking on eggshells around the person, like you can't fully be yourself, or else, there's some kind of punishment for doing so. Um, the not respecting your boundaries. So, it may be like where the person touches you in an unwanted way, or, gets too personal, beyond what you're comfortable with. Um, oftentimes, when you're around a toxic person, is that you feel nervous or sick in your stomach, or you might feel your heart racing. Like you'll notice body cues telling you that something's not right, and you probably need to get out of this. Um, so the other thing is that if you notice in yourself that you're having to change yourself, around a partner or around, quote unquote, a friend, then maybe they're not really a friend, or maybe they're not the right person for you. If you feel like you have to be something that you're not there. And I understand, we have family, we have other people that, we kind of have no choice but to, maybe be around, like at work, because we need a paycheck there. So, when it comes to, those things that are out of our control, then it's more of the limiting the time around them, checking in with yourself, maybe, having to do some different techniques yourself to be calm around them, or, just kind of get in that mental space and be able to decompress afterwards. Anytime that you feel afraid, you worry about your safety, you feel like you can't trust the person, then those are definitely, flags, red flags there. Um, to kind of sum it up, those are green flags, red flags in relationships. So what I mentioned earlier is that, the thing with toxic relationships, or, just being a toxic person, is like I said, we all have our moments. But the big thing is, does this person do this consistently on a regular basis? Like, is this almost like at their core who they are, and there's never a change, that's just persistently certain traits there. So some of those characteristics in a toxic person might be where, if you like, they may say that you should do something, but then they don't practice it themselves. So there's manipulation there, or being hypocritical. Um, these people often are very self-serving or selfish in ways. They're not always thinking about the other person and how it may affect them. Can't be trusted. This person may twist things that you say in order to benefit them, or, to make them out to be the better person, which, is also can be forms of gaslighting. Other thing could be the person gives you the silent treatment, or stonewalls you if there's, like, a difference in opinion, so they can't necessarily take criticism that well, and that makes you more uncomfortable. Person may get very envious and jealous, or be neglectful. Um, what other thing? Like, one of these things says, playing mind games. I would definitely say, that, yeah, that's a form of, like, they're not respecting you or your boundaries there. They're just trying to get in your head, make themselves out to be better. And so, definitely limit yourself, around those types of people there. So just, some different things to think about in terms of relationships there. I would say this is something that I personally have been reflecting on more in my life. Just who do I want to invest my time and energy with? Who is a good influence on me? Who's not a good influence? Who is supporting me in my goals and, in my personal growth there? And, if I get people that are, always telling me, what could go wrong, or, always trying to hold me back, then it's like, what, I may not talk with you as much there. But if the person is saying things like, no, you got this, or I believe in you, go for it. Then, as long as it's, of course, not a threat to your safety, then yeah, I'm going to associate with those people more. So, those are some red flags and green flags in relationships. And I hope that you found this helpful, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, bye.